Use one word to describe the officiating on Saturday in the Tennessee-Georgia game, Caleb, because I don't usually go there, and I probably have only gone there once or twice in 25 years. But it was bad, did affect the game, and felt like it was one-sided as well. So the officiating, use one word to describe it.
Suspicious.
Okay.
Why? The head SEC official in this game was David Smith, a former Alabama quarterback. We have tracked a few games, Dave, recently, and I don't know if you know, but can I just give you the notable road losses for Tennessee with David Smith as a referee?
Yes.
Georgia, Missouri last year, South Carolina the year before, Auburn in 2020, Georgia in 2020, Kentucky in 2017, Texas A&M in 2016, and Florida in 2015. All three of those ones that I just named all had some questionable calls at certain points in the game. I don't think it's because he was an Alabama fan, guys. I just think that's laughable. I'm going to put that out there now. That part looks suspicious, but I just wanted to drop it in for fun. The real truth of the matter is this. I don't know I'm not going to say it comes from the top, but I think there is a moment of when it's murky, lean in favor of what best helps the conference. And the truth is, what best helps the conference is having as many 10-2 teams as possible. And I'm just going to give you a quick example, Dave. I'm not sure it comes from the top, but there was a stat years ago on just on the disproportionate number of calls that benefit teams trailing in NFL games. Did you ever see that?
No, I haven't seen that stat.
Yeah, it's I need to pull it up. I can't cite it right now, but basically, teams down by 2 scores in the NFL get a disproportionate amount of penalties go their way. And it's very obvious when you're watching that officials are basically making the decision, if it's close, let's lean towards the team down by 2 scores to try to make this a game. And I am saying... Do you think
they lean towards Georgia because Tennessee was up 10-0? Is that what you're suggesting?
No. In this situation, I think they lean towards Georgia because Georgia had 2 losses and Tennessee had 1. And the more 2-loss teams, the better for the SEC, trying to jockey as many teams in the playoff as possible.
Okay, that's where you and I disagree. But let's take a look at Dave Hooker for a second. I'm objective to a fault. Am I not? I mean, I don't get up and down when Tennessee loses or wins because I believe, even though that's the team we primarily cover, you want me to show up and use my mind and not my heart. If I just start saying, fire Josh Heupel, the officials are cheating, that's not what you want to hear, I believe. For the most part, there are other people that make a living doing that, and that's good for them. But I don't believe that's what people come here for. So like I mentioned on Saturday night, I've been an official before. By the way, the poll question is this. Pick one word to describe the officiating against the Vols. Poor, suspicious, orchestrated. Poor, 63% of the vote. 35% of the vote. Suspicious, orchestrated, 5% of the vote, which is what you are hinting at, that it was in some ways orchestrated. I have been an official. I've in a lot of different capacities. I will tell you that you can get caught up in the moment. If that game in that first quarter happens in Neyland Stadium, Tennessee runs away with that game. And when I say run away, I mean they win by 2 scores. I think that they had a good game plan. I got a lot of respect for the guys that won one-on-one matchups from Georgia, and they did both on both sides of the offensive line. I've got a lot of respect for Kirby Smart and the coaching staff and his coaching staff and the changes they made at halftime where I thought Josh Heupel was willing to stand pat. But I do believe you can get caught up in the moment. I think that an official can get caught up in the moment on the road, at home in Georgia's case, and things can go against you. Especially when it comes out and it looked like that thing was going to be one-sided. That thing for a second felt like, what was it, Alabama 94, Caleb? I mean, it felt like Tennessee was just going to take control for a second. I mean, it really did. I thought they had just a fantastic offensive script to come out. And I think the officials got caught up in the moment. So I'll say poor. Suspicious would hint that maybe that they wanted to have an extra team in the college football playoff, which is kind of what Caleb is hinting at. Orchestrated is that they all out and sat amongst themselves in the official room and said, here's what we're going to do. We're going to make sure that the SEC has another team in the college football playoff. I can't go that far. I just can't.
Can I pull up two videos for you and can I compare them to you side by side? Well, not side by side. We'll play them each separately.
Love it. But if you're able to play them side by side, then you've got this new software down pat.
Yeah, I don't have this software down pat yet, guys. All right. So I'm going to play the Jackson Moy substitution penalty for you guys real quick. I'm going to turn the sound off. We're just going to narrate it because just for some YouTube copyright issues, we have to do that now. So I'm going to first show you guys the Jackson Moy substitution penalty. Okay. Oops. Wrong one. Sorry. Let me, that's what we're going to come to in a second. Excuse me, guys. I'm already screwing this up. I apologize.
All right. We got new software. They upgraded. Always when you get something down pat, they upgrade. All right. Let's watch this. I'm going to go ahead and tell you, I think this is just flat out laziness by Jackson Moy. Or lack of focus. I got more of a problem with Moy here than I do the penalty being called. But I've never seen, all that being said, I've never seen the officials stop the game for a review to see if the guy was off the field. But go ahead and play it.
Yeah. Okay. So as you guys can see, Jackson Moy is leaving the field in a substitution. Now watch him leave. Number 51. He is slowly jogging off the field. But look at, I want to rewind this real quick. The ref who spotted the ball
doesn't get these players.
I just have to point this out. The ref spotted the ball. Georgia sub, Tennessee has a right to sub. The ref is supposed to stand over the ball. They say there's a 3-second rule. They didn't even stand over the ball for 3 seconds, Dave. Look at him. He runs off.
Okay,
watch this.
Can you go from the very beginning if you don't mind? Is this the very beginning?
Okay. We're going to go right here. Okay. So the ref.
So let's see if there's a 3. Well, no, there's not a 3 Mississippi count. 1 Mississippi, 2 Mississippi, 3 Mississippi. I don't have a problem with the officiating right there. I think he's over the ball for 3 seconds.
But okay, so there's Jackson Moy running off the field. Let me show you guys this, because what happened was he said you're right. He said there was a 3-second rule and he walked away. He walked away and he said Jackson Moy didn't make the 3-second rule. I always thought it was a 5-second rule. Let me pull up this exact same officiating crew, Dave. This exact same one. This is what they did with Ole Miss in Oklahoma just a month ago. Ole Miss substitutes. Look at how long the ref stands over the ball as Oklahoma just takes their sweet time leaving the field. Check this out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Runs the play clock down to 1, and Lane Kiffin is forced to use a timeout.
Okay, in all fairness, though, Ole Miss didn't break the huddle nearly as quickly.
They were Ole Miss was the official was standing over the line. Jackson Dart was ready to snap it.
No, go back. They're still in a muddle huddle.
Let's take a look at this again. All right, hold on.
We're going to ask Jacob Warren here in a second to rip the officials. I'm sure he'll be comfortable with that. No, we're not going to do that. Here we go.
Look, the center's already snapped the ball. The refs are waiting. They're waiting on the refs to clear out before they actually get to the line of scrimmage.
Okay.
And then they have to call the timeout. By the way, there was also, we missed this, Dave, but there was also a kickoff that went out of bounds that the refs didn't call that went out of bounds in the game that we didn't talk about on Saturday. On top of the Ricky Gibson face mask, where there was no face mask. Again, I don't think there was a smoke-filled room of, let's go call everything against Tennessee. I don't think they do that. I do think when things are close, they will lean a certain way, though, if there's plausible deniability.
Okay. What the H brought to you by Medicare Misty. What the H are you dealing with your open enrollment for when Medicare Misty can take care of all of your Medicare needs and at no charge from her to you? That's pretty awesome. She's licensed in over 40 states. So no matter where you're watching this, she can help you out. MedicareMisty.com. Coming up, Jacob Warren will join us off the Hook Sports. Please click that thumbs up and like button. I'm going to give you my last thought on the officiating in 30 seconds.
19 years this year. I've been in the community since 1993. You're getting a lot of information. Unlike when you were working, they made the choice for you. Now you have to make the choice. Come to us and let us help you make it easy. Call Medicare Misty, MedicareMisty.com or 423-777-5577. Let us help them sleep at night.
And we call her Medicare Misty.
I want to ask Jacob Warren about this here in a second. Biggest problem or bigger problem, officiating or Vols' response to it, Caleb?
Oh, I still maintain. You mean on the field, right? Not how fans and people are responding.
Yes.
I think how Vols' response to it. I still think at the end of the day, there were so many issues in that game. The edge rushers didn't show up to play. The offense lacks creativity. There are plenty of other things to point out, but those are some calls. I've never seen a 3-second call made before, and you can't miss that Ricky Gibson play where you can't assume because a helmet comes off it's just a face mask. That's one of the laziest things to do.
I'll tell you something weird. I think it was Laura Rutledge. Did you notice how she was Johnny on the spot talking about the 3-second call, that she had talked to the officials before to get an explanation of that rule? Why did she ask to get an explanation of that rule before the game?
That's a good question. Maybe I have no idea.
What would prompt you to do that?
Well, because Tennessee would, because of all the substitutions that already happened when you're running no huddle and things like that with what Tennessee runs. Dave, you're an official. I guess I know we got to move on, but I got to ask this last question too. Part of this is I want to know if this is the truth. Do you think the reason sometimes calls are missed or made, is there I don't want to say confirmation bias, but as an official, you're based on teams' tendencies, you're already looking for certain penalties to see if they're going to happen when a ball snapped, right? Like you're not going to catch things that you didn't expect to catch a lot of times. Is that fair to say?
Yes.
Like if you know a team commits a lot of contact on passing plays, you're going to be looking for pass interference, aren't you?
Yes.
See if it happens.
Absolutely.